Are you going places or left behind because you don't have a travel companion? Listen to how you can travel more independently. Dr. Travelbest will bring you the best answers, tips, and hear mistakes so you can benefit.
Welcome to Dr. Mary Travelbest's Independent Travel Guide. This is for women who travel, who want to travel, and especially for those who want to travel independently. What's on your bucket list? You can tell me your dreams, your wishes, and your travel fantasies of where you want to travel, and I'll help you get there. I'm going to respond to your travel questions as well as share my mistakes and missteps in travel because I've made just about every mistake. You don't have to. I wrote and published the best-selling and famous book, CD, and website, The World's First Guide to Independent Travel. And since 1993, I've been running a marketing business, raising 4 children with my husband, and been a university professor while traveling. My travel experiences are helpful to others like you, so I want to share them so you can make your trip the very best, like Travelbest. In this episode, I'll bring up a frequently asked question, and I'll also talk about a destination, Phoenix, Arizona. I'll talk about a mistake, not enough cash, and I'll give you a tip, and that is how to use an alarm clock. So let's start out with the FAQ from you. Even as an independent traveler, you ask, are there times or things that you might still want to use a travel agent to help you with? Well, here's the answer. The independent traveler gets to see the things that are important to them. The travel agent can still be a guiding and directional foundation to understand the destination. After all, we all have to be new to a destination sometime, right? So why is a travel agent important? Well, a travel agent is good, especially for booking a cruise, to arrange a complex trip, especially if there's lots of starts and stops, and especially if you have a large group. Now, in addition to that, you can combine some independent travel with a travel agent as you wish, and it's really up to you. I did use a travel firm and have over the past many, many years. I used a firm to help me get my visa for China. I also used a travel company to purchase my airfare to Japan. And a few other examples, I've arranged a driver to take a group to Valle de Guadalupe, Mexico, to see the wine country. Now, depends on what works for you. So I'd love to hear more, and I'll follow up with you. So what is your thoughts on this? Now let's talk about an independent destination. Let's go to Phoenix, Arizona. I did go last month on a short trip. I had a chance to see a lot of things in Arizona. First of all, lots of nature. And also, what do the locals do? Off the beaten path, what do the people who live in Arizona do? Well, talk about nature. Let's first talk about the desert. That experience is really worthwhile seeing. Have you seen the saguaro cactus plants? They are striking, especially against a desolate backdrop of brown and tan colors. So I looked up saguaro cactus and I found a little bit about that. It's become the symbol of the American West, and it only grows in the Sonoran Desert. So the range of this cactus is limited to southern Arizona, and it will grow from sea level to about 4,000 feet in elevation. So if you want to go see these, you've got to go to Arizona. Now, let's say you want to drive north from Phoenix, which I did. First, you'll hit Sedona and Flagstaff, and then the Grand Canyon. So it's a great trip if you're prepared. You should bring plenty of water and prepare for just about any weather condition. When I was driving there, I was not prepared for snow. So that's exactly what happened. I drove most of the way and turned around just outside of Williams, Arizona. I did get to see a lot of the country, though, and that meant I just had more time to explore Sedona, and that became very special. In Sedona, the air is cool and refreshing, the mountains are green and lush, and it's a contrast to the desert, so you don't have to drive very far to see a big change in atmosphere. So now to what did I do when I was in Arizona? How did I get off the beaten path? One of the things that I did that was really fun was making cornholes. Have you ever heard of a cornhole? I had to look this up also because I had to ask my friends, what's a cornhole? It's a lawn game, and players take turns throwing bags of corn or beans or plastic resin or whatever at a raised platform, and it's got holes at the far end. So I kind of remember it from when I was a kid, but I didn't know what we ever called it. So now I know it's called cornhole, and it's pretty popular today. So to finish up my segment on Arizona, when's the best time to visit? Whenever you can. But if you do go in the summer, be sure to check out the temperatures first. You may wish you visited during a different month. Either way, make the most of your visit. Enjoy Arizona. Here we go to today's mistake. My big mistake in Taipei, where I was in January, was not bringing enough cash. I do travel a lot, and usually I can use my credit card. So I didn't bring a whole lot of cash. I didn't know that many places don't take credit cards in Taiwan. And I was also with my daughter, and so I forgot to double my cash. So we did have to take a few trips to the bank, and I did have to pay a higher fee for that cash than I expected. One tip here is if you are getting cash from a bank, be sure you ask about the fees. Now, back in the old days, some of you may have used traveler's checks as I did. It's always good to know where can you get cash when you're on your trip. So if you're going to a foreign country, ask, do they take credit cards or not? So here's today's travel advice. Use an alarm clock. Portable alarm clocks are small and convenient, or you could use the one on your phone. It might be just a good backup. As a sound sleeper, you might really need this. Let's assume you have an early flight in the morning. You don't want to miss your airplane. You don't want to be there too late. So an extra clock, especially since many of us don't wear a watch, an extra clock can really be a big help to you. So I really want to bring meaning to your travel. I want to thank you for sharing this edition of the world's first guide to independent travel with me, Dr. Mary Travelbest, and share it with your girlfriends. If you want to know more, just search for Dr. Mary Travelbest and you'll find me on the web, on social media, and audio formats. I want to help women travel best. That's my goal. Please send me your travel questions so I can help you and help others too. I'm looking for you to travel best. So go ahead and let me know what's on your bucket list.
What's on your travel bucket list? Tell the doctor and her team of women who travel the world seeking the very best. Dr. Travelbest, that is.